Good morning from Bobblehead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Wednesday. It is already 78, sunny, and it's supposed to hit upper 80s today. What is on my glasses? Yeah, so it's going to be a warm, hot one. But then it's supposed to dip that back down into the 60s. And yeah, so one hot day, and hopefully it cools down for a while. I am going on a little road trip today. Got to deliver some wood chips and do some other things. But before I do that, I wanted to give you a rundown of the events of yesterday. Up front by the lane here, I have this row of daylilies. But behind that, I have planted peas and now some green beans. So yesterday, can you see we put the upper level of fencing on this. So it's about, 7, maybe 8 feet tall for the peas that are growing under it. And the other peas down there are starting to sprout. And I put some green beans in that last section. But those peas will be done, like June, July, I don't know. There will be plenty of time left in the growing season for me to do something else or in addition to the peas on that. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And behind that, you see the chicken coop. Drew moved that yesterday. He did that by himself with the wheels, and so it's a little bit easier. And you can see all the greenery around them. Yeah, I got to move some stuff out of the way, but that will be their little chicken run area. And so that was nice. And moving that chicken coop opened up the area back there for the garden fencing trellis. And let's go look at that again. Drew helped get up 2 garden fences. This one is chain link, and it's a little bit sturdier. I'd say it's, 30 feet long. But because it's sturdier, I'm thinking cucumbers. And just off the top of my head, trying to remember which seeds I have on hand, but definitely cucumbers, and then maybe something else on there. And then this one that's just an old fence that was lying around here. It's not as sturdy, but it can support tomatoes, peppers, like bush peas, bush beans. I've got both of those, and that one's a good 40 feet long. So I'm going to have plenty of options to use for my new garden trellis. Once Drew got the hang of the tractor and using the bucket, he got 3 loads in my truck. I'm going to deliver that to him today. He also got 4 loads of wood chips, bucket loads from the tractor, behind the daylilies and in front of the peas. So now I can really mulch out this area, and that's going to be nice. We moved a raised bed out of the way, and why didn't we fill the raised beds with wood chips? Well, they're not ready to be filled yet. There's a lot more construction that needs to happen, reinforcing the middle, running boards, and just a lot of work to reinforce them before they will be ready to be filled. But what he did do is we moved it out of the way so he could bring me 2, 3, 4 loads of wood chips, looks like. And you can see where it's starting to green up in this area. So that's what I'll be using these wood chips for some garden beds and for some mulching. Out here in front of the cabin, I had 1 load, and he added a 2nd load. So that'll give me some more wood chips to spread around in this area for garden beds and mulching. And then we have this entertainment center display case. I don't know what it was, and I haven't made up my mind on what I want to plant there yet. Flowers, food, you name it. There are a bunch of irises underneath there that I'd like to move eventually. But yeah, I'll be doing wood chips underneath that, and then we'll grow some type of vining plant. So that'll be fun. This might end up being a mini movie, and I'll put this one out tonight if I can. And then if I get any footage over at Drew's today, that can be tomorrow's video, and then I can take a day off. I could use a day off. Not today though. And with that, I gotta get my move on and head on down the road. Take her easy, everybody. somewhere in between Bobblehead Homestead and Dutch Creek Cabin's cabin. I'm on my way to Drew's place to deliver some wood chips and do some other things. And I'm stopping here by Babbling Brook and trying to figure out what it's babbling about. What are you babbling about, Babbling Brook? Very nice. What kind of beer was that?
Miller Lite.
Can't believe you're wasting beer.
I don't think we're wasting it. I think we're about to have a nice meal out of it.
Yep, we are. Drew is cooking us up some dinner. A whole chicken that is just made it here today, and now it's into the pot. Some spices. We'll come back when it's done. Fresh chicken cooked on the fire in beer. Yeah, I'll eat that. I am standing in the back of my truck, which we have pretty much just emptied of all the wood chips, which was a lot of wood chips. Wow. And they all came out in 5-gallon buckets. And I've got a vantage point up here. He side dressed his potatoes, sprinkled some out over the onions, yes. Let's see, between those two trees, I haven't planted it yet, but you're thinking peas?
Beans.
Peas and beans. And which one do you eat more of?
Beans.
Yeah, so grow those. More on that tree. Some rows in there. What are you growing in those rows?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. All right. And now we've been waiting. We took the chicken off the fire. So now we get a dinner break.
Yeah.
One last 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
If only I were live. This is a nice clearing.
This is gonna be the most tender chicken.
It may be only a couple pounds, but that's going to be a good couple pounds.
You ain't lying.
On the way home last night, Drew lost his hat. He's like, dude, keep your eye out for my hat. Drew, I found your hat. Right? Not far from there are the spot. Yeah, that's where your hat was.